Hello and welcome to Diary of a Mad PM. So, if like me, you found yourself managing projects and programs within a large multinational organization, or perhaps you're learning how to navigate the cultural, diverse cross paths prevalent today in such organizations, then I'd like to introduce a much needed book and tool called The Culture Map by Erin Meyer. This is my personal copy. I have read it personally, so I can vouch for it. It helps bring insight into the different cultural business cultural practices globally, and what the natural approach is for us is our assumptions is that our business culture is the best approach. And while certainly is a good starting point, it does behoove us to dig a little deeper and understand a lot of our counterparts in other countries. So to understand where they're coming from, because there are some differences that, if not understood, could potentially derail your project and programs. So I'll give you a couple of examples for myself. Number one, working in with Japanese customers. So, what was unbeknown to myself previously was that in Japan, decision makers would come to consensus. So maybe within the board or steering committee, they will need to go around the table, as it were, come to a consensus, and then the chairman of that said committee or the equivalent will be the one to make the final decision. You can understand that during that process, there could be a delay, and it's understanding that that is what is happening, rather than getting annoyed, frustrated, and potentially disrupting the deal and severing business relationships. So that's something I had to learn, and in learning that, I also appreciated that no news is actually good news, and eventually we were able to come to an agreement with the customer, resolve any doubts or lingering questions they had, and arrange their migration. Second example, for Brazil, we ran a project, a program, large program out there, and part of that was a workshop to meet the teams and explain the project. It was a large migration project, as to explain it to them, and part of that entailed going out for lunch and dinner with them. And if anyone's been to Brazil, the food is very good out there and very filling, but you still have to do it. And I recall, we went to a steakhouse one night, and one of my new colleagues was sitting opposite me. And apart from the mandatory "hello, hi, what's your name," we didn't really say much during the meal. Now, what I later understood was the way Brazilians do business. They're very tactile. They want to know you. They want to know they can trust you, and the way they do that is over meals. Just bringing that closeness over a meal. And what then happened was, when the program started, we hit the ground running, and those my Brazilian colleagues went above and beyond. They were fantastic. There's nothing they wouldn't do, and I'm still linked with them now. So all that would not have happened if not for this book. I will leave a image of it in the blog, so you can see for yourself. It costs about £12 on Amazon. I'm sure there's an Audible version as well. And the thing to remember ultimately is that the bottom line is how to get things done by bridging the business cultural gap. So, thank you for listening. Maybe you've read this book already. Do let me know your thoughts. Do like and subscribe. Forward this to someone who you feel could do with it. Thank you for watching as always, and see you on the next episode of Diary of a Mad PM. Ciao.